Why hello again. Little short video. This is on a new Loco they've just had, but also some HM7000 problems which I've had, and I know that from one other person's had the same problem. So I'll go through all them. But so first of all, as if you remember off the last video, I had this Loco and I put sound into it, and I said I was going to do that. I've now put sound into that one now as well. So what we'll do is we'll turn on this one, which is the West Coast one. Now, although they got the same one, they got the same decoder in it. I think one might have a little different speaker in it, I can't remember. But this is so that's that one. And if I do that one, so that's the two of them there. So they now both got sound in now, both 31s, and they run lovely. If I just do a horn on one, and horn on the other, got that one. Because I haven't changed that one, right? But that's what it is. So that's I've covered them right. Now then, also since the last one, which is my birthday one, I've had money from my children for my birthday, and so I've actually done is I'll turn these two off now besides. I don't want them on. No. What I've actually got is I actually bought this one. I had this from Rails of Sheffield for basically £100. It was on offer at £100. I don't think they've got any more, but I think it's about £150 now if you want to get one of these. This is the Pendennis Castle, class 57. It's a Helgen, the same as those are Helgens, and it weighs a ton. It really is heavy, so it does hold the track. The thing is with these, because the amount of circuit board, everything else I need, just the block of metal, you've got a job. Getting the decoder is easy, it's the speakers you've problem with. But this wasn't too bad because it's got quite a bit of space on the top of there. Now then, where the first problem I had with the HM7000 was this, is when I was trying to figure out, because they haven't got HM7000 in the system at the moment, so I thought, what can I use? Anyway, I went on YouTube and I looked around there, and somebody said, well, it's a class 40, basically it's a class 47. And then somebody afterwards reminded, no, that was the original engine that was in the class 57. It has now got a new engine in, and it's more like a 67. So I went on the HM7000 lap and found a class 67. Loaded it. It took about 25 minutes to do all the load. Then he come up with, can't find the sound profile. I spent virtually a day and a half trying to load that 67 profile into it, and it would not go in any way, shape or form. Because what it is I don't put the decoder in there and then do it that way. I've actually got my ESU tester, and I put my decoder in there first, set it up, make sure it all works, and then I put it into the train. So it wouldn't do it. But anyway, so what I've got in this one now, I've actually got a class 56. The thing is, to me, a lot of it is, as long as it's got a sound in it, I don't bother what it's got in it. But that's what it is. It's got a 56 in now, not a 57. Now, if I now click this one on, now this has got an unusual thing now, so if I actually just take that off for a minute, what it's actually got is where normally you've got, when you put the lights on, you've got white at the front, red at the back, and then when you reverse it, this goes white, that goes red. This doesn't do that. It's got a separate function for that red and that red. So if the white changes with the normal switching, but if you want that one on there, you got to put one function in, and if you want to put that one on, you got to put another function. But one thing is, I've got a class 29, which has got one called parking, and what happens is it turns both the red lights on back and front, and I can do that with this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll just run this round back to the station. Now this is, it really is quiet, so what I'm going to do is don't put no sound on. Quiet as a lamb. It's a lovely runner this one is. I'll bring it around here. Now, as I said, these HM7000 problems, this is the 10th one I've done now. All the other 9 before this, I had no problem whatsoever putting the sound decoder into it. They all work perfectly, but this one drove me nuts for a day and a half trying to get that 67 going. I don't know why. Anyway, also in the meantime, I've got a friend who, he got a couple of trains, he put HM7000 and he couldn't get them to work. So he brought them over to me. Now, for one thing, is that he said, well, all the instructions down the side, down here, were all in black. I said, it shouldn't be in black, it should be in green. He's got an Android phone, so he can't put Bluetooth into it that way around. Now, the problem with these Bluetooths is, these decoders, is if you put them on an iPhone or put them on a tablet, that's where it stays. You can't swap them onto somebody else's. You've got to delete them and then put them back in. So I can set up decoders, no problem at all. But the thing is when you get it back, you can only use DCC. Now, I only use DCC. I've got 10 Locos here. There's one there, one there, one there. I don't know where it's all over the place. Oh, that one there, that's got it in as well. But I use my Railmaster. I don't use the iPad or my phone to run my trains. But this particular one, so he brought them over, and one of them was a Class 43 Valencia, and I downloaded it into my phone. I then got it all working. I then switched it to DCC, and because I've got this is, of course, this is upstairs. My computer downstairs, that's where I do my tests and everything else. I tested it all downstairs. That in DCC it was moving, and that was it. But also he'd got the new Flying Scotsman with smoke generator. And what was happening, he'd get all the sounds, but the train wouldn't move. So I had it on my up on mine, and I couldn't even download the sound file for it. So that he's actually now sent that back to Hornby. It wouldn't switch from DCC to Bluetooth. Bluetooth it'd work, but it wouldn't work on DCC. Why, I don't know. But anyway, we reset the decoder by the password, and it still doesn't work. So that Loco's gone back to Hornby. So that is a little problem I had with those, right. Now, as I said, I've got 10. Now, as you know, most of my trains have all got set programs how they all run, such as that one there's got one, that one's got one, that's got one, that's got one, those have got them, these at the back have got all programs, plus all the trains I've got, such as if I put this one in place of that one, I can change all the programs are already there, all I've got to do is press the button and away they go. So this is the thing that I've got over 100, about 128 programs in my system, because that's the way I like to work. Now, what you've got is I can run my trains manually without no problem. I can run them as a program, or can run them as a schedule. As you saw in the last video, what I've got here is that would come out and go over there. This one here would come round here, stop here, go back again. Then this one would come back in here again. Then this one would actually go off on its own, do its bit. Then when it's finished, this one would do that. That's all scheduling. So I could just sit and watch my trains if I want to. This is the thing, I can do what I want with them. So what I've actually done is, as I just said, I do programs for all my locos in one way or another. So I built a program for this one. And it kept going wrong. Now, why it was going wrong is what you've got to remember with these HM7000 ones is normally on, if you look at a normal sound decoder, you got one whistle or two whistles. Now, with these things, these do multi-function whistles. And what happens is if the train's coming around here, which they do, and you press the whistle, and then after that you're going to do something else, what's happening is, in your computer, it's still got the sound working. So until that sound is finished, you can't do anything else. So it messes the programs up. So what I've done with these two now is I've taken that double one out and just put the single whistle in. So that's how that works. So they work perfectly now, no problem at all. So what I'm going to do with this one, because it's also got over there, you can see I've got my station sign. That's built into it as well. Also I've got my station announcements, I've got my arrival announcements. So it's all built into that one program, because that's what I like doing. I like playing around with these. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do this Penzance one, which is where it is, because this is the Penzance Cornish Express one.
The next train to depart on platform 2 will be the 0830, the Cornish Riviera service to Penzance, Falling Out, Reading, Taunton, Exeter St David's, Plymouth, Truro and Penzance only. This train is formed of 3 coaches. First class accommodation is located at the front of the train. A buffet service is available on this train. Please mind the gap when boarding this train.
So see, this isn't the right sound, but it sounds nice. That's all that matters to me. I think virtually half of my fleet now has got sound in it, which is about 76 locos. Notice it did that toot there. Now when it gets around here again, it does it again. Should do. Here we go. Yeah. Now if you've got the long one in, it can cause problems. So always just do the single one, number one horn, we might call it. You know, it's coming around here. Now this might not, because I haven't run it all day, so this might not stop where it's got to do. Oh, it's behaved itself. So it stopped where it should do.
The next train to arrive on platform 2 terminates here. All change please on platform 2.
That's it, it's shut down, nearly the door. So I've got that's how that one's programmed. So I've got all these now programmed in, and also that is now in this scheduling part of the system I've got now as well. So what I'm going to do now, just to finish this off, what I'll do is just run these two trains here. So I'll just start them up as normal. But if you notice over the sign there now, the sign changed to Penzance because it's built part into the lot. If I have to just go to, on my computer, just do that. There you are, it's now changing, because I've got here my station signs, and I can change it to what I want. So what I'm going to just do, I'm just going to do a run a manual one around here. So we'll put the sound on that one, put the sound on that one. Well, that's those two coming up. Put the lights on, put the lights on. I'm not going to put the tail on because it's got the coaches on. So all I'm going to do is just do a quick toot one. There we go. And they're both going round. But also is what you've got here is that the CV5 and 6 has been done on these, so they run round at 50 mile an hour. They don't go around like lunatics, because they're not. When you look at my layout, how big it is, they look crazy going about 100 mile an hour around here. So they run to what you've got here. Now, as I've said before in the past, you run your railway the way you want to run it. You put on what wagons you want, what coaches you want, to any loco you've got. You do it your way. Don't let anybody tell you how to do it, because everybody's got their own opinion. But my opinion is, do it the way you want to do it. So what I'm going to do now is, because I've got these things up here as well, what I should do now is to do this. And all I've got to do now is press this little button here, up here. And I'll just bring this one round. The only thing with this one and this one is there's no tail lights on them. All you've ever got is headlights. So if you turn it over, you've got no rear tail light on it. Whereas this one, I can run that on its own with the headlight on and the tail light on in either direction, as I can with quite a few of them. But these two have got no tail lights whatsoever, which in most cases, if you've got them running on coaches or wagons, you don't need the tail lights on. You shouldn't have them on. So, but that's one of my little peeves, as you might say. But, as I say, that's the thing with the HM7000. There is a Facebook page called HM7000 and Railmaster Users Group, which I am part of. But the amount of people that are having problems with these now, you have to remember one thing. These decoders are designed for Hornby only, basically. So what you've got here is I've got an Elite up here that runs this. Downstairs I've got an E-Link. The other one is a Select. Those are the three that run with the decoder. Now that is basically it's a power supply that is doing it. You've got to have the correct power supply. If you get a wrong power supply, you can blow those chips up. So beware of that. So this is one thing. It's the same as the Railmaster itself. In Railmaster, you can only have the Hornby trains. You can't get the rest of them, like what I've got over here. So you have to do a bit of fiddling, which I do, and change the pictures around. But that is the thing with it, is that this is because again, Hornby are not going to go all the way to make sure that it works on a gauge master or whatever it might be, controller, because that's their money they've got to spend in doing that. They are only going to control what they've got in their systems, and that is why I think it works that way. Any manufacturer would be the same. They're not going to test somebody else's stuff on their machine to make sure it works. As long as they use their products, that's all they're interested in. So beware. So if you want me at any time, I'm on 01782 302194. My email address is there as well. Please contact me if you need anything. I'm usually always here every day. So I'll say goodbye now, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.